Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. I are here to fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome that you come here tonight to join me on ways to how to stop the CPS from taking your children or ruin your family. I'm disheartened because the last three shows, I had a long-time person here from Tennessee that things have gone really bad for him. His name is Michael, and we'll be talking about it a little bit. Now, there's a couple of things you can do right off the bat. If you want to text me a message, um, please make it a question or a comment about CPS. State your first name and your city with your state and country. Um, if you're outside the United States, please um, list your country. In the United States, you don't have to. Good evening, Aaron. Aaron's from Tennessee also. I've been so distressed by one of her family members, Michael, that seems himself got himself in a big mess by accepting a plea bargain that didn't go the way they promised it would. Most plea bargains don't. Most plea bargains are a waste of time. They're not going to get you what you think. And I know how bad Michael feels, and I feel for him. You heard it, Aaron. You were here, so you know all about it. But anyway, that's one way of communicating this room. Another way is to be a guest. To be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is send me an email at bobp@vincentwdays.com with your name, your phone number, and your email. And you pick one of my 14 live streams. I'm on twice a day, every morning during the weekdays at 10 a.m. Then on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I'm on at 8 a.m. Then my nighttime show, which is the show I'm on right now, at 7 p.m. every night of the week, all 7 days. So that brings up 14 live streams that I try to do because I'm here to try to help you as best as I can to have you fight CPS, to have you fight CPS. And one thing is, once you send me the email, I will forward it on to my show producer, Grace, who will give you a link to StreamYard. That's the program, the software I use that orchestrates the show. They use YouTube to transmit my show. And this is the format I have here. So the rules are simple. We are very respectful to one another. We talk about CPS. We don't use profanity. We do not eat or smoke on the show. And we do not use the names of children, social workers, or judges. And we're here to help one another. I can take up to 9 of you on my live stream. With me, that makes 10. So please think about doing a live stream. And that's the email. Now, I want to put up my phone number because that way you can call in. My number is 626-698-0990. And I'd love for you to call in. That means you can call and talk about your case. I can only talk to one person at a time, one person at a time. Now, I tried to clean myself up a little bit, and hopefully I look a little bit better tonight. Trying to look a little bit better tonight. Hello, Andrea Fotzkus. She's from Illinois. She's from a little city outside of Chicago. Begins with a K. I have a hard time remembering it, but it's a small town, and she has a horrible case where a 14-year-old daughter is turned against her. Now, Aaron's case is a little bit different. They're using felonies. No, excuse me, they're using misdemeanors from her case 15 years ago, two of them, that are preventing her from losing her third child. She's already lost her first two. She does want to lose her third one. And we're here to help you. We're here to help you, Aaron. And I know how bad it must be. I know how bad it must be. Um, So anyway, there's my number. I've gone over a couple of the housekeeping things right now. So if Andrea, you have any questions, or Aaron, if you have any questions or comments about how to help out Michael, he's in my prayers. Michael and his wife had an incident that happened in Alabama where a man attacked them with a 2x4. They missed Michael, but he hit his wife and injured his wife. He defended himself. He's trained in martial arts, and he defended himself by staying his ground. He did not start the incident. He was not the aggressor. They weren't in a legal place, and they meet all the criteria for self-protection. But Alabama wants to charge him for a felony. They didn't really have a case on him, but somehow the district attorney twisted and turned it and made it sound like it's a better deal to accept a felony, that he assured them they'll be back with their children. Well, that wasn't the case, because when he had a CPS case yesterday, or today, I think it was, this morning, I think I found the news, the CPS has delayed it. They delayed it to January 17th. They didn't do anything. And I feel really, really sad for him, because that is a terrible, terrible thing what they did. Terrible thing. Terrible. Hello there, Fetcher Joe. I think you've been on before. You said your phone isn't working right now. You look great, by the way. Thank you so much. However, I would love to speak about my story and the horrible atrocities committed against two of my children after all of us experienced abuse from dad. Oh my goodness, there's abuse from dad, and then there's some other. I will DM in an email. I've prepared material I wish to share with Canadian men, women, and children suffering at the hands of such evil. That's right. Thatcher Joe is from, I believe, from Ontario, Canada. It's one of my international family members. Thatcher Joe also says, do a maritime law versus common law. Learn common law, learn legalize, and win by using man's law. I guess I can understand what you're trying to say there, but with any legal matter that you're involved in, whether it's CPS or a criminal activity, you need to have a lawyer. And public defenders don't work. I saw that happen to Michael from Tennessee. He had a legal matter in Alabama, and they don't have anything really on him, but they are convinced that he does. And he was so tricked in accepting a plea bargain. He accepted a felony plea, thinking that the case would be over and that he'd be able to see his child or have his visitation with his children. Well, that's not the case. He isn't incarcerated, but he has 4.5 years that he's going to have to go to a probation officer and deal with that. Plus, having a felony on his record will work against him for jobs. If he wanted to be a president of the United States, he cannot be a president of the United States with a felony. And I'm so sorry that that's happened to Michael, but I accepted a plea bargain, and it messed me up. I regret to this day that I should never accepted a plea. It didn't help. Maybe it helped out my wife, but it didn't really solve the issue. It didn't solve the issue. Okay, Pastor Joe is saying lawyers are a big part of the problem. Why is that? Can you tell me a reason why you think lawyers are part of the problem? Okay, Professor Joe is saying something here. He's saying lawyers are a big part of the problem because they do not protect your constitutional rights. Well, a good lawyer will. Professor Joe says they select the bar, they protect the bar and the crown in Canada. They use you as a bond servant via the birth certificate. This is trust and contract law. CKV Trust 1666 is how they're doing this, and we have been part of this dead C system since the 1600s. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really philosophical approach there, um, Foster Joe from Quebec, Canada. Glad to have you part of my show. We have Aaron from Tennessee. Aaron, are you there, Aaron? And we have Andrea Fascas from Illinois outside Chicago. Okay. Um, I'm waiting for questions. See how this works. You guys ask me a question and I'll try to figure the answer. Now, I've been married for 43 years, so I have a lot of experience with marriages, but I've also been working for 61 years, so I have a lot of experience with life skills. I too was a victim of CPS. I've been fighting CPS for 15 years. Now, what I call CPS is the Child Protection System. It's a government entity that was started in 64 by an act of Congress that directed social services to form a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Further, they're supposed to do what's called family reunification because studies have shown that the best parents are the biological parents. The best parents are the biological parents. Good that you're here, Aaron. Do you have a question or a comment you'd like to share with us? No, I never heard of Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. No, I have not. I will look that up though. Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. Now, David Wingo is a parental alienation activist and a warrior. The Family Court Fraud Warrior Project leverages AI and quantitative analysis to expose the corruption and fraud practices that plague the family court system. David Wiggle is a top Wall Street fiduciary asset manager and Columbia Business School graduate. Has spent nearly a decade navigating a prolonged legal battle with the New York State Supreme Court over his divorce. Through this grueling experience, he's become determined to uncover the systematic dishonesty he encountered. The judicial wall of shame is live. The FCF Warrior Project leverages quantitative tools and AI technology to expose systematic and dysfunctional family courts. By any measure, the systematic model is a dishonesty, fraudulent, profit driven enterprise exploiting parents, children, and families. That's quite interesting, and that's quite interesting, Andrea Fascus. I've looked at it. It looks like it's quite interesting. Have you looked at that, or maybe you can share some of your information about that? Now, Fatcher Joe from Canada says, "I've been wrestling CPS since I was a small child, where me and my siblings were trafficked under their care. The Ottawa Cast, Canada." Well, that sounds terrible. So we have a Canadian in our room tonight. Michael Ryland. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I know I'm quiet, but I'm here with you and love you and appreciate you. Well, we appreciate you, Michael, and I'm so sorry you're going through what you're going through. Um, it's a hard battle you got ahead of yourself. I still feel that you need to get a real attorney in Alabama to do an appeal within that 28-day window, to do appeal on the appeal that you accepted. You got to appeal that appeal that you accepted. The district attorney only doing that to coerce you because of his political ambition to stay as a district attorney. It's all politics, is why he's doing this. He wants to have so many cases of felonies so he can brag about it, so that it helps him politically be reelected or move up in the world of wherever he's going to. Yeah, you have to spend more time, Andrea, and research it. You can do that for me and come back and tell the room about it, okay? Um, so, Michael, what is your game plan now? What is your game plan now? They've postponed his CPS case to January 17th. He was supposed to have a hearing today, and they were going to give his children back. And if he guaranteed he'd plea bargain and accept a plea, but it wasn't a misdemeanor, it was a felony account. So he plea bargained to a felony, which is the worst thing you can do. And I know he feels bad, but he was under the impression that all these people were honest and were going to help him. But now he's with the fact that they haven't helped him. Any more thoughts, Michael? Any more thoughts on the matter? Anybody else have anything to ask? I'm here to answer your questions and your concerns. Thank you for the emoji. Um, came from Angela Wright. She gave me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Now, I have another number here, 888 That's the law of St. Vincent W. Davis. He can give you legal advice. He also can defend your case. Right now, he works out of LA County. His office is in Arcadia. He has over 40 years of fighting CPS. He once was a foster child himself, so he knows how it works. He is trained and schooled in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Plus, once your case is over, he can do a civil lawsuit. He's not afraid to go against CPS and win millions of dollars, whether in state court or federal court. Now, Andrea, thank you for sharing that article. I'll look at it more further after my show's over. After my show's over. Um, okay, Michael. Okay, good, good. Don't give up, Michael. Come here. I will help you. I will help you. Um, Andreas says, okay, yes, please take a look. I'll be on tomorrow and see what you think. Um, thank you. It is nice that people are fighting issues, but it's a slow process. It doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of you need help right away. A lot of you, uh, well, typically Vincent's on at 10 o'clock. Typically it's 10 o'clock, but you need to call the office. Okay, we're halfway through my show. I haven't heard anybody call. The other number I have up there, the 888-888-6582, is the law office of Vincent W. Davis. All right. Michael's going to be working on that appeal. He definitely is going to be working on that appeal. He's going to appeal that felony account. He's got to appeal it. Because, Michael, you were coerced into settling for that appeal with false promises. They didn't give you what you were told they would give you. Well, I can give you an example right now. My uh, constitutional rights were violated by a social worker lying. Also, another example was I was never given the opportunity to have any kind of visitation with my daughter. I was completely denied, and nothing was set up for me and my daughter, and no reason given. Some of the civil examples would be like the lawsuit you could do against someone lying underneath the witness stand. When they commit perjury, means lying under oath, they're eligible to be sued for millions of dollars. It's wrong to do that. Um, Hello, Amanda Jean from Oregon. She's a Native American Indian, and her tribe is not helping her out with her children. Somehow there's a CPS worker involved in the tribe that isn't letting her do there. Yeah, I did get a haircut. I tried to clean myself up. I don't know, does it look better or do I look better or what? I don't know if it looks good, but what other questions do you have for me so I can help you? What other questions do you have for me? Thank you, Amanda Jean. Thank you very much. Well, we're slowly patching the closure of this live stream. It's 7:51. I have to end my live stream at 8 o'clock. So since no one's calling in, I'm going to take my phone number and put up the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, the Department of Government Efficiency is a federal government entity at the top of the federal government. It's investigating all the government agencies to find which ones are bad. And CPS is being investigated, as well as social services. And if you've tried at the county level and got nowhere, and you went to the state level and got nowhere, this is where you go last, the federal level. What you need to do, though, is that you need to research the web and learn all about the government of efficiency. It's called Doge. Now, they have two phone numbers. If you have any questions, you can call them at 202. I know the White House, they do work. And lastly, you can send an email with your request of how bad things have gotten and how family unification is to be handled in your case. And they should be able to talk to you about that, okay? So please review that package I sent you, okay? All right. I put a Doge up there, which means we're getting close to the end of the show. And well, let me see here. Andrea Fascus from Illinois said, "How can I prove the caseworker lied on the stand when the judge refused to let me have my own transcripts?" Well, all you have to do is your attorney cross-examined as part of the minute order. That's how you prove it. It's part of the minute order. It happened in court, and the minutes reflect that. You have to get copies from the clerk for the minute order. Now, Amanda Jean from Oregon says, "What was that called that I had to file to get to talk to judge?" Started with, well, Amanda Jean, you were trying to get the chief of the tribe to intervene and have the kids turn over to them. I don't know any particular terminology. Andrea Fasquez says her judge denied my request in writing. Well, you may have to go to or appeal that, or you may have to go to another judge. I'm sorry that you're getting that kind of thing there. Well, Andrea Fasquez is so hard with your case. And Amanda Jean from Oregon, you got to show them that you children are registered, your tribe is registered, and they are registered on the Indian directory. Now, Andrea says the judge denied her request in writing. Well, what were you requesting, Andrea? What were you requesting? So I can help you out there. What were you requesting? You were trying to make a Marston motion. Okay. I do see your question, Andrea Fasquez. How do you prove the case lied on the witness stand? Well, it's very simple. If your attorney is creative like mine was, he caught her. He caught her in a trap. And she left the courtroom in tears because she knew she was caught and she could be sued. But anyway, I'm kind of winding this thing down. There's only about a couple minutes left here. And the Doge is important, but so is your children. So don't give up. And Michael, I don't want you giving up. I want you to still pursue that appeal that you got to do now. You got to do the appeal. And I really don't know what question you're talking about, Andrea, because I got several of your questions. So I could be confused. Well, I think her question was, how can I prove the caseworker lied on the stand when the judge refused to let me have my own transcripts? I don't know why the judge is preventing you from the minute orders. You're entitled to that information. Well, you want to talk to judges, the motion 388. It may be a Marston motion. Then you got to redo it again, Andrea. You got to redo it again. A Marston motion. That's right, Amanda Jeans. I saw your question, Andrea. I saw your question. Your transcripts. What you need to do is go to the clerk's office in the courtroom and ask for the minute order of the court proceedings for your case. Also, if you go to your courthouse, you'll be able to request a minute order. You just have to have the right terminology and the right department. So you go to the clerk's office within the courtroom and you ask her to file or to send you a copy of the minute order. Anyway, I do have to sign off. It's time to go. There'll be a short video after I sign off. Please watch it. It's a good video. And I want to say thank you for being in my room. I'll be on again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join me then. God bless you all. God bless you all.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last